Okay, I'm mixing it up this week. I wanted to have a live conversation, and I am joined by Mr. Rico Davis. If you guys do not know who he is the founder of the Salt and Pepper Gang. You always see these bearded guys. I've had a couple of them on my show. Well, today I finally got to sit down with the actual founder of it, and he's going to tell us a little bit about a lot. So welcome, Rico.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes. Okay, so the first question that I want to ask is, how did we start with Salt and Pepper Gang? If you guys don't know, hang on, I'm going to insert a little snip right here. Okay, and so this is what they do. They go, you see these men all debonair, dressed up, suits, walking in. Of course, they all have the salt and pepper beards. Some of them don't have hair. They just have the beard. Some of them, like Rico, still got a little hair on top of his head. So all of that stuff. So can you tell us how it was founded with the Salt and Pepper Gang?
Okay, 2 years ago when I started the group, what we're doing currently in the group is what I've been doing for over 20 years. I used to dye my beard. And then I got to the point where I said, you know what, I am going to accept it because it's wisdom. It shows what I've been through in my life, and I want to take that opportunity and reach out to other brothers who was around my same age that had the salt and pepper. So it didn't really take long for me to look for the guys that I was looking for, because most of the guys that I have in the group, I already knew their character and things like that. But one of the things that you have to do to be a part of this group, you got to give back to the community. That's a must, because that's, again, what I've been doing for over 20-something years. Okay,
so whenever you guys started the very first, go back, let me fix Rico's mic, y'all.
Okay.
It's falling. He got on this little flimsy, sexy shirt today because it's hot out. It's 150 degrees outside. Okay, so when you guys did your very first video, the very first thing where you were like, okay, hey, let's come up with this. This is how I want it to be. I want us to walk around. I want us to do that. What was that thought process? Rewind and tell us about that.
The mindset for me was to make sure that I get men that were very attractive, men that were physically fit and in shape, because I knew it would get the attention of everyone. Now that we have your attention, let me let you know what we actually do. Because a lot of times it gets so caught up into the looks and the whole fashion that you actually forget what it is that we do. We're teaching your son or your grandson how to dress properly, because you look at statistics, you look at the news, a lot of these young men don't even know how to dress. I've been in management for so many years. They come in there with jeans with holes in it. They're coming there with their pants sagging and want a job and don't understand why they're not getting this job. Image is everything, and I feel like we have made so much of a difference in so many young men's lives, and I love it when a parent texts me and said, hey, thank you. I noticed my son is starting to pull his pants up. I noticed he's wearing a belt with his pants. You'd be amazed. There's a lot of young men that don't even know how to tie a tie. That's what we come in at.
I love that. And one, I do think that one of the factors for that is that there were a lot of single moms and a lot of absent fathers. So I know, because I lived one of them situations as well, and I know it was very hard for me. Fortunately, I'm from the country, so I grew up learning how to change the oil in my tire. change the oil in my car and change a flat tire and all of that. So I'm the one that's teaching my son how to do those things. But do you think that that's one of the contributing factors as you're in these situations with these young guys?
Most definitely, because I also was raised by a single mom. And I tell the guys all the time, because some of the things that we do on a monthly basis, we take young men bowling, we take them skating. When I was young, I ain't never seen a man came to my door and say, can I just take your son bowling? That didn't happen. So these kids, that are young now, when they get older, they're going to be like, you know what, there was a group of gray beard guy came and took me bowling. They're going to remember that. And it gives us a chance to pick their brains, because a lot of times most young boys don't really talk to their mom about everything, because they feel she's a mom, she's not going to understand. And they open up to us. They tell us what their future plans are. They tell us if they're dating a girl. They open up to us, and then we get to pick their brain, so what's your future plan? What do you want to be when you grow up, and all these things. And they just open up. And that's what we like.
I love that. Yeah, they say that the male masculinity, because when I and you can attest to that as well. But when a boy is with his mom, he's going to be more whiny. Maybe he's like, Mom, can you help me do that? I need this. I can't do it. Can you tie my shoe? But then he gets around like other boys, and he doesn't want to be the boy that's the mama's boy. So I think that also helps, because if we are single moms or whatever, and it doesn't even have to be a single mom in that aspect, because people don't realize when I talk about being single all the time, I explain to people that being single can also come from being widowed as well. A lot of times you might not have planned on being a single mom, but the universe had different plans.
Yes.
So whenever we're talking about the video, because of course the videos again are what everyone's talking about, what everyone sees all the time. You guys, Rico swabbing all down, they're all strolling in, and now they got a videographer who like slows it down even more. So go back and tell me, what was the first video that went viral where you were like, holy crap, we really out here getting reposted and all of that?
I think a lot of the videos did go viral, but there's one that sticks out most from all of them. And it was actually at our calendar release party.
Okay.
So, a lot of times on that video, people would say, oh, we see one of the guys with drinks, and say, how do you walk into a club with a drink? But they don't realize the venue that we were at, they were next door. We were next door being introduced. So we were just walking back to the other side. And just like we always walking through a door,
right,
the camera just had to have been rolling, and I guess the algorithm hit it at that time, and it just went viral. Because I had my kids from other states saying,
"Oh, that's
gross."
my daddy.
Yeah, it's for your kids, it's gross. It's gross. But I think it's funny though, man. We just having fun with it.
Hey, I do the same thing for my son. I'm like, listen, okay, I'm sorry. I work too hard to not be overweight, to still be in shape, to still be, fighting, to still be, you put me next to a 30-year-old, I'm going to look like a 30-year-old. Like, they don't realize that's a hard feat to have, So why are we not embracing it?
And one thing about us is that we're trying to show other older men that you can live longer by eating healthy and staying in the gym. And I mean, you look at a lot of us, many of us are physically fit, and I think it's funny when I see the little comments with these young guys, and I always say, you can meet me at the gym any day. You can meet any of us in the gym, either working out or either playing basketball, definitely. And then we got guys that like ride bicycles like 20-something miles a day. So we are physically fit, so we're just trying to show other men that when you get a certain age, you just don't lay on no sofa and just get old. You gotta still be relevant, just be active, live life.
Now, I will say this though, because I'm coming from a female perspective in it. And, I always feel that there is a double standard whenever it comes to you guys and women, right? So women, we walk in, even if I walk in my Michelle Obama outfit, whatever, I'm like, for me, I'm over-sexualizing it, or I'm looking for attention, or, or whatever it is. And then also, as I've said before, talking to some of your counterparts, that women are not embraced with aging like men. There are certain things that come, stereotypes that come with it. I'm in menopause or whatever. There's always something negative that goes with, and then people think of what that means. And again, when you're talking about women in their 50s, a lot of them are perimenopause, or I'm not in my 50s. I'm just talking for the women. But what do you think about that whenever I'm saying that? Why is it a double standard that it's okay for you guys to walk in a room and sashay and be all, debonair, but for women doing the same thing, it's always, we're looking for attention, we're looking for male attention, or people will be in the comments talking about the women, and now all of a sudden we're, over-sexualized beings or something. So what's your opinion about that?
I think that there is a shortage of good men. So when you do see a man that's classy, well-dressed, smell good, I feel like they honor that, because you don't see that often. So when you see it, you kind of praise it. You see when that man walk in that room, especially if he demands the room when he walk in. I think it's about confidence. You don't have to say anything that comes out of your mouth, just the way you walk in that room. It says a lot, and it gets people's attention. So for a weak man, he starts to hate. But for a woman that's confident, she likes that. She sees that and say, you know what, I respect that.
Okay. I still think it's a double standard, but I digress. And again, I see it all the time because I'm one of the women that do have that, and I know that I demand the respect when I walk in or when I'm doing something. So I get that, but I just think that it's just hard for a lot of women that are struggling with embracing getting older because it's not as accepted and it's not seen as a sexy thing.
What I see too is that a lot of women, instead of them coming together to support each other, a lot of them are hating on each other. And the ones that I've seen that hates on others is the ones that are not doing what they need to do. For instance, they're not keeping up with whatever it is that a woman needs to keep up for herself. If she decided to let herself go, but she sees a woman that's in the gym working out hard, either she bought that body, or she's dressing too sexy. No, she's dressing to what makes her feel good. Just like a lady that may not be in shape, she's wearing whatever makes her feel good.
Right.
So, and all I can say is women need to start supporting women. That's it.
That part. I'm telling y'all hoes. No.
I can say that.
I loved it. I say the same thing too. Like when I meet a woman, I'm always like, hey, beautiful, how are you doing? What are you doing? Because sometimes somebody needs that. Now, here's my big question that I want to ask, because if you guys don't know, I posted a few of their What Women Want tours, and there's always women that come in and they're like, oh, how do I find a man, or how do I keep a man, where do I meet a man? It's always something about that. Now, half of them will be married and in relationships, and the other half will be single. So usually they try to get a mix, and we say single lightly because usually people, even when they're single, they got about 3 or 4 people that they're dating, even though they're single. Yeah. So I say if you're not married, then you single. Mind y'all business. So what about, how do you feel, and what have you seen as the founder of Salt and Pepper Gang, and you're seeing relationships, and you're seeing that the relationships are being challenged, you're seeing that the relationships are being pulled because the spouse has to be comfortable in allowing the partner to embrace being sexy, to embrace women finding your man to be sexy. So sometimes it's very hard, and there's a level of security that has to come from a woman, and she might have had to dig hard or dig deep to find that security. So looking at just, we don't need everybody's business or anything, but just being on the outside, what are some of the traits that you see when you're looking at the healthy relationships that have withstanded the Salt and Pepper Gang, and those where it's like downhill and ultimate demise?
I think, and I'm just saying, with the group and what I've experienced and seen, if a man is in a relationship, and I use Denzel Washington for instance, he is a guy that women have been going after, and the Denzel and the whole 9 yards for years. And his wife, is it Pauletta or Paulette?
Something like that.
And he said something. He said that it's about making her feel secure. And I think in any relationship, as long as you're letting that woman know that you're the only one that matters to me, this is a job. These are how bills get paid. So at the end of the day, just remember that I'm coming home to you every night. Just remember that you're the only one that matters to me. And as long as, again, you just keep telling her and reminding her that you're the only one, at that point, the only thing she can do is respect that. I mean, unless there was some reasons why she don't trust you, that's one thing. But if there's no reason why she can't trust you, then you have to respect that. And then it goes with confidence. Because if a woman is confident about herself, you have nothing to worry about. Because if you start worrying about what other people are doing, then you're losing yourself in the relationship. It has to be confidence, but again, he has to reassure her.
Let me make sure we still rolling before I go with my next question. Okay, perfect. Cause it's hot, y'all, and we're sitting in front of this mirror, in front of this window, and Rico and I are like slowly melting away. Okay, so my next question that I want to ask is, when we're talking about that, and we're talking about the security, the confidence, all of that. So give us an inside look on when you guys are at events and there are women, and there are attractive women, and they are open to seeing what's going on with you guys. What are some of the ways that men are fighting those temptations?
It's the same thing how a woman would fight temptation. I don't see no difference in it.
Well, let us know, because we don't know. We be tempted, so let us know how.
Women have no problem telling a man no. There are men that will tell a woman no. Trust me.
I never met one, but go ahead.
No, trust me. There are a lot of men, and when a man knows what he got at home, he ain't messing that up. I promise you, he's not. He's not.
Okay.
If a man knows he has a good woman at home and a woman that brings him peace, why? Why?
Now, I hear that loosely about a woman being a man's peace. What exactly does that mean?
You know, a man deals with so much just in life in general, and to be able to come home and just have a conversation with her, you know, there's no judgment zone, you know, because a woman, she has a rough day at work. So to be able to come home and be able to talk to your significant other and they listen, you can't put a price on that. Peace is everything.
Yeah, I'm all about the communication. I say that every time we host, every time we do what women want, I say that my piece is priceless as well. But communication is the biggest thing, because communication can bring peace, and people don't understand how. Actually, one of my friends said the other day, he was like, God, you are such an expressive communicator, and you don't realize how unique that is. And I'm like, what? And I said, oh, you know why? Because I'm on my growth journey. I'm healing.
You know, I always use the word communication is key. And the reason I say it is because sometimes just being able to talk about anything with your partner. And I think in a relationship, you need to be best friends.
Oh, definitely.
I need to be telling you some stuff about what me and my boys did. And you don't need to be like, oh, I need to, you know. To me, when you start telling your significant other about guys and girls and she laughing with you, that's your best friend.
Oh, for sure.
You know, when she start looking at you differently, the way you start talking about certain things, now she's starting to feel a certain way. That's not your friend. You need, your girl or your boy needs to be your home girl or your home boy. Y'all need to be able to just ride this thing out and have fun. And you know, life is short. Who have time for all
that arguing?
Nah, life is short, man. You know, I always say, never let someone stress you to your death. You know why? Because guess what? As soon as you gone, all they're gonna do is get somebody else.
Move on. Exactly. You done killed me, and now you done moved on.
Exactly.
With the girl that that you told me don't worry about.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times, you know, I'm assuming women probably say, oh yeah, that guy is drama, but it's usually the word that men talk about when women. We always say, oh yeah, she about that drama. And it turns men off easily. And I mean, I hate to talk about reality shows, but for me, I don't really like women that's always watching reality shows, because that stuff messes up your mind.
Your thought process.
Think about it. It's
because
negativity.
you think that's reality when it's not.
Yeah, when it's not. It's like, I haven't really seen any positive reality shows that's out there. You know, people love drama. I don't love drama. I try to stay away from that. I don't even like talking to people that's negative. You have a friend that always call you, and every time they call you, there's always something. You be like, you know what? I gotta go and walk my fish. You know, I gotta walk my fish. I'll talk to you later. You know, but the good thing is that I can say negative people really don't call me, because they know that I'm quick to brush them off.
Right.
Because I'm in a peaceful mind state, and I love my peace. I love my peace.
Hey, same. I'm like, I ain't the one.
Yes.
So let me make sure. Hold on.
Okay.
Before we go, because I'm telling y'all it's 100 degrees, and Apple will sabotage me and be like, overheat. Yes. Okay, we still rolling.
Okay.
because it's literally in front of that that window.
Samson don't have those problems. But anyway, go ahead. Know what you say?
It is. Look, y'all, I'm sweating too. Okay, so next question is, now that we talked about all of that, and of course, we want to talk about Salt and Pepper Gang and what differentiates you guys, because there are a bunch of other gangs that are beard gangs or the, you know, that one that deal with the grain men and men dressing and being debonair, all of that stuff. So the thing that you guys said that you want to stand out with your organization is the community service, how you're giving back. So tell us some of that.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. You know, when we talk about this all the time, you know, I always say, man, as big as the United States is, to me, there's only really two groups that's making noise. There's another group, and of course I'm not naming these names, but with us, I feel we stand out because we actually do things in the community. And just to name a few of the things that we've already achieved, you know, we received a Lifetime Achievement Award signed by Joe Biden. I had never heard of any organization. We literally got a park named after us. So when you go out on this park, it says Salt and Pepper Gang, empowering the youth. And we had a community day event out there, and it was for all of the kids that come up. Everything was paid for. We had food, we had games, we had, basketball, flag football. I mean, you name it. We just had a lot of fun. It was for the community. We also have a movie theater night that a movie production reached out and said, hey, we want to give you guys your own theater room, and we invited all these kids to come out and watch the movies with us. Some of the other things that we do look for those single moms and said, hey, bring your son out to go bowling with us, bring your son out to go skating with us. But we didn't want to just stop there. When we said community, we didn't want to be just the young men. We go to senior citizen homes. I ain't never heard no organization that, and especially men, because when we go to these senior citizen homes, we like to wear a suit, and we go in there and we give these ladies, every lady, we give them roses,
they smile
flowers,
from ear to ear. They just they think they're being wined and dined. Bring back those memories.
Man, you know, we love it because I don't have a grandmother that's no longer living. So for me to go in there and give these ladies roses, they're helping me just like we helping them. And if you see the lady smiles, because a lot of times parents drop them off and they don't visit them. So it's a good feeling, and a lot of the other guys in the group don't have grandparents either. So it's a blessing for us, and yeah, we're happy doing those things.
I love it. Well, I started off when I transitioned from like being a floor nurse to management. One of my first positions was a director of nursing at assisted living. So I made, and my kids were little, and I would make them come in and volunteer, and they would always be like, the grandmas and the grandpas. So I know exactly what you're saying, and they would just be so excited that everyone was in there.
One thing I noticed about a lot of older ladies, there's no filter.
They
said whatever was on their mind, and I felt violent. Oh no, ma'am, no, I don't do that, ma'am. You know, but it was fun though.
Well, you get to that point, it's like, you know, because you spend your whole life trying to please other people and you know, be socially correct, politically correct, and then all of a sudden you realize none of that means anything. So at that point, I'm, you know, okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? I'm almost on the glory now. So.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's fun.
So, what projects do you guys have coming up?
The project that's in the pipeline right now, you know, we created a program called Kids and Cops, and we're basically bridging the gap between the youth and police officers, because a lot of times kids are growing up thinking, you know, even I thought, you know, police, you know, they're gonna arrest you for whatever reason and all these kind of things. So that's the next project. We just want the kids to come out and just hear from a police officer side, you know, what it is that they're looking for and certain things that you can do to don't put yourself in that position. So, but you know, we you know, of course on our website we have a lot of programs, but that's the one that we have currently coming up. You do know that we also go to HBCU schools. We have a program called My Brother's Keeper. We actually speak to the students, and we want them to, hey, if you're going to be our future, when you graduate from college, we want you to give back to the community. You know, because of course, you know, we ain't old now. We still young.
Right. I know. That's what I'm like. Don't let this still young and fine right here. Okay.
You know, so when we get 60 and 70 and 80,
right,
we can't continue doing this. So we hope these young youth gives back to the community, because if they're our future, there's a lot of expectations for them.
I love that. And before I ask my next question, I wanted to say too, so we gonna need y'all to come out and support. So I'm the spokesperson we're doing a Go Blue Day, which is in prostate cancer awareness, and we actually are gonna have TSU and Prairie View. They're both dressing out in all blue accessories. We're gonna have PSA testing.
Oh, man.
They're gonna have the van out there. The following week, they're going to have 3 churches that are doing that are hosting with University of Houston. So we got a whole bunch of sponsors.
And when is this? Do you know?
This is August 31st. It's the Labor Day Classic with TSU and Prairie View. So we just decided, we just decided to do something this year. So we're already we already got news advertising about it. We're gonna have all kind of stuff. So it's about to be big. We going to Good Morning America. Al Roker, I'm coming for you, okay?
And you know, Salt and Pepper Gang have their own prostate cancer awareness walk, which is September the 7th on the park that we adopted.
Oh, well, come out whenever we do that, and to be like, hey, and then also next month which actually is prostate cancer awareness, but we wanted to have impact with HBCUs, because obviously 1 in 6 African American men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. So we were like, we need to start with something that's predominantly black first, and that's why we started with, why not start with our own HBCUs here in Houston?
You need to have me as a spokesperson, because you know that's what I did with 2 years ago.
I know. So we're gonna. Okay, so my next question that I have before my phone overheats is for the ladies, because they want to know. So tell us who all the members are of the Salt and Pepper Gang. I know it's like 20. Just give us a little snip of so-and-so married, don't mess with him, so-and-so, don't know his situation.
What I would do is, this is what I always say. There's half is single.
Okay.
Half is married.
Okay.
That's how I would say it.
And who all is in the song? List all the names of the people.
Oh, man.
All right, so Rico Rico.
So I'll go with the guys that's been there since day one.
Okay.
So you got you got myself, you got Big L, you got Tyrone, you got Kenny, you have Pete, you got Russ, you have Glenn, Damian, Mr. Mature, Felton, Avion, Lamar just came on board, and we have Smitty in Florida. Man, somebody will be like, man, if you got my name.
Don't you have someone named Tito?
Oh, Louisiana, Tito.
Okay.
See, that's what I said.
I only know because we're Facebook friends, and I see him every now and then post something, and it's got Salt and Pepper Gang. Okay.
Man. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now at the moment. Show somebody.
You know what you should do? You should have a thing on the website with everyone's face and their name.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I did that with the then and now. Each one of them showed me pictures when they was like, 10, 15 years old. So I did that with all of them then. I did do that.
Yeah, just so people can have an idea of who it is. You don't have to put their personal business. You can just be like this and this and this. Or when you do a group photo, you can have everyone's name in order of seating or something like that.
Now, we did that with the video of us walking, and our name popped up.
Yeah. But on the website.
Oh, that is on the website. That's on the website.
The video?
No. Our profile.
Oh, y'all, you have everything about y'all is on the video?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
So if you go to saltandpeppergang.com,
it's a little picture.
Our bio, everything. It's our picture and everything. My whole bio. Everybody's bio.
Everybody?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was trying to get the deets for the ladies, but basically all you got to do is go to the website now.
Yes. And then when you go to the website, I hope they know this, we have our own cruise coming up. In February, we're going to Cozumel, Mexico. So we hope to see you guys out there. And we're doing a What Women Want in Cozumel, Mexico on the cruise.
And when's that?
February the 20th to the 24th.
All right. So let's see. What is this? So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So you got 8 months to get your beach body together to go on the cruise. All right. And y'all only really need 6 weeks. And then we have an all-white party on the cruise as well. So go to saltandpeppergang.com
and you'll see the flyer. Or you can also go to any of our social media pages as well. You'll see the flyer. You'll see the contact information down at the bottom. Call, please. We hope to see you on the cruise.
All right, so my last question, and I will have all of that as well whenever we actually put the podcast on Holly Cotton Conversations. But my last question is, what has been the biggest struggle that you, as the founder of this organization, has had since the start to where you are now? What is the biggest struggle or the biggest obstacle? Because I know there are so many. Like, I know I want to make sure y'all see us like this. I want to make sure we walk in and be professional. I got to round all these guys up. There's a lot that goes with, because it's grown men. It's not like you can just tell them what to do. They have their mind of their own. So when you're thinking about from the start to now, what has been the biggest struggle or obstacle that you've dealt with?
Keeping it all together. Like you mentioned before, and for me, I always tell guys, in order for us to stay relevant on social media, you got to post. So sometimes when you're trying to tell a grown man, well, I don't like to tell them what to do. I try to let them know the benefits of doing what you need to do. It can be kind of tough. And I'm sure women can say, yeah, I got me a man now, he's 50, he don't even listen to me, so you think they're going to listen to me?
Right.
So one thing about us is that we have these, we call it SPG meetings. And this is the time where we will address any issues or any concerns and things that we need to do. But it's kind of tough, because I always say, man, y'all see these guys walking around on social media and y'all think, nah, trying to keep this group together and making sure that nobody becomes like, Lionel Richie that's separate from the Commodores. I always say we are stronger as one. And, I love when each one of us have our own projects. That's great. Because at the end of the day, we still have one mission, and that's to try to get people to understand SPG is about the community. What we do on social media is only a small fraction of what people see. And I've either had women that inbox me, it's like, oh, my husband needs to be in this group. Or men will say, hey, I need to be in this group. Okay, what is it that you do in the community? Well, I don't do too much. Can you purchase a suit for a young man that can't go to prom? Well, that's not my son. And then I hear crickets. So a lot of times I run into men, they just want to walk around on social media with us, but don't want to put in the work. That's not what we're looking for.
Right.
Because I always say I can find 1 million men that look good and walk around on social media. Now, what can you do to impact our community? What kind of imprint that you can leave for the next generation when we're gone? If you can't answer that question, you don't need to be a part of something again.
Okay, all right. Aggressive. I love it. I love it.
Now I'm passionate because I know all of the work that I put in for this group, and SPG is my baby.
All right, I love it. Okay, all right. Well, that's that. We heard it here. We got all the deets for you guys, and then of course, if you missed the live, if you missed everything, Holly Cotton Conversations will be on all platforms. So thank you, Rico.
So, I get on my social media?
Yeah.
And also, I don't just do that. I'm also an author. I have 2 books out,
yes.
and I'm working on my 3rd book now. But the latest book that I just completed is called SPG and Me. It's actually it's a book for anti-bullying.
Okay.
It's a book about a little kid. He's getting bullied in school, and he has these superhero friends. The superhero friends happens to be SPG members. So I think it's a real good book that we want all of the elementary schools to pick up. But you can always follow us at saltandpeppergang.com. That's our website. You can follow us on any of our social media pages. You got Instagram, which is the official Salt and Pepper Gang. Then you have Facebook, which is Salt and Pepper Gang. And then you have my Instagram page, which is official Rico Davis. And please stay away from them fake pages.
I was about to say, not the way, if they got 2 followers, then it's probably not you.
I have so many people inboxing me.
Right.
And ladies.
And he never asked for money also.
No. Ladies, if a man said you are cute and you look good or whatever, why are you sending this man your hard-earned money? I'll never be in your inbox. First of all, I don't have the time to communicate with any woman. And second of all, I'm not going to be asking you for any money. You can always donate to our website because that's what we do for these youth. And another thing, we give so many young men suits that can't afford it for prom. We do that. Sometimes we do so much that I kind of forget some of the things that we do.
Right.
So So.
Well, that's why I said I know we want to make sure that we highlight not just the part with you walking, but the other part of it as well.
Yes, and we go to elementary schools. We help those little kids that can't afford to go on field trips. We do those too. So, yeah.
I love. Okay, well, I think okay, good. We still rolling. Cause I'm telling y'all, you know how Apple be sabotaging you. You think you're recording, and then all of a sudden, you ain't even on it no more. So, and whenever I do post the video on Spotify and all of that, the links for everything that you have will be in the podcast notes. So I always tell people to make sure that they scroll down to the podcast notes. So that is Rico Davis, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for this interview. It was a pleasure. Y'all take care.